Yay! Wow.
Hello, everybody.
It's the stream.
Hello, Telegram.
Hi, Telegram.
We're on voice chat there. Happy 7/7 portal, everybody.
Woo-hoo!
How wild is your ride today? That's the question.
That is a great question to ask everyone. Definitely an interesting day for sure. But before we get into it, let's just, let's get right into the video, I say. Why not?
I'll let it load a little bit. Yeah, and let's see. Yippee! Love you, Igor.
Yay.
Send you big hugs over to Australia. It's beautiful to see all of you joining from all across the planet because love is everywhere present, and so are you, angels. Thank you so much for joining this live stream today, for opening your heart, your ears, your eyes to receive Mama God.
So grateful to see all you on Telegram here too. Just stick around. We'll be doing the live stream here for about an hour, and we'll be showing some videos you'll be able to hear, and just going over some different ideas today. Kat has a few things he'd like to discuss. So yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, 7/7 portal for us. Definitely yesterday already a nice shake up. Usually it's like 3 days before, 3 days after the portal, you already feel those energies. And for today, water, and lots of grounding for sure. Stay active. Don't be stagnant. Definitely, move the energy as it comes to you. And talking to myself, you can't force anything. I'm what mom would say, this like fake busy bee. That sometimes just runs into right action because I'm like, oh shit, it's dirty, like, oh, I have to clean now. But it's more an organic flow, and I start to realize that the more I'm in balance with actually taking the time to go outside, to find a nice stream to sit, to actually ground and be, to find right in that heart space, and from there going into the next action is so important. And definitely nurture yourself, love yourself. Before we start in the day, it's really about where am I at. Sometimes we wake up with, like how say, sometimes with the wrong foot or so, and the energies are just very high that even during the day it comes to you that you're just a little bit off. So take those moments, take a deep breath, go outside, go on a walk. For me, that's like so transformative. I just go outside and I'm like, oh my God, why was I so mad right now? Like, the sun is shining, the starships are out, the sky is blue, and all of a sudden you see the flowers and hear the chirps chirping, and that's when you're back in your heart and just grateful for what there is. Definitely one thing I want to share, it's a beautiful almost daily discipline that I started to add for myself, is thank you, mom statements. In the morning when I get up, before I even get up, I have my little notebook and pen. And it's hard for me sometimes to get this like full automatic message, but I just start writing with thank you, mom, for the rest that I had. Thank you for simply waking me back up in a bed with a roof upon my head, and I can get up and make coffee and whatever it is that comes to you. It's so powerful. I have had the most beautiful days and experiences simply for putting that intention out first and being like, thank you, mom, that this is going to be a grand day. Thank you that I'm going to get through this portal. Thank you that I will have magical synchronicities and love surprises all around me. And that's the power of manifestation, from the heart, with the highest intention for all, and with a big load of gratitude.
Yay. Be grateful, be joy, be grateful. Those are the highest vibrations that we can choose. And when we choose those and we discipline ourselves to continuously choose them in every present moment of now, and we respond, then we really are embodying that Christ consciousness. We are embodying our higher selves. We're embodying our God consciousness. Call it whatever you will. And this was something I saw today too. And it was talking more about the ego in relation to different words, like call it a parasite, call it the ego, call it a dark entity, call it whatever you want. It's still lower. And it's the same thing with the higher. Call it God, call it love, call it truth, call it mom, call it anything. It doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. It's the higher decision. And that's really where I know today myself, I've been like really just like looking at things clearly and being like, oh yeah, you know what? That's true. That's true. That doesn't need to keep happening. I'll choose this instead. But instead of it being this like judgment towards myself, and that's why I should stop, it's less the judgment and now the actual real true reflection of it and going, you know what? I didn't like how I felt. I accept that I felt that way. I accept that I was in that lower experience and I chose that lower experience. Yet, you know what? I'm really feeling how it doesn't feel right. And that's what everyone has to recognize, is that you do have to go through different experiences to go, oh, wait, that's not love. And you can learn from other people, of course. You can learn. And that's the point of doing the disciplines. That's the point of, becoming more enlightened, is that you start learning from other people's out of right actions. And you go, you know what, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not, I'm going to be wise about it. Yet you do have to have experience. Very, very important for everyone to recognize, to be out there and to put yourself into the experience. And, as I even say that, I reflect on the fact that it's this internal experience too. And that is the beginning of it all. And so to feel into those feelings that maybe you suppressed for too long, to really feel into those feelings that come up and you rejected when it came up, and not really fully looking at it. And
because it's painful. It can be pain that comes up. But like Mom said, like you break down to break through, and only through you can go back out.
The only way out is through. I really do appreciate Freya. She said, it's a beautiful day. I spent the day foraging wildflowers for my tea with butterflies and dragonflies surrounding me. I am grateful to Mother God for this day.
Yay!
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mom.
And love you, Buddha, man.
Love you, Buddha.
I'm so glad to be back up here. This is like, it's been too long. Just to throw it out there, every so your day of birth will be your power day every month. Right. So, Mom's birthday was the 30th. So every 30th was always her power day.
Mine too.
Right. And it would also be the day. So like when you join the mission, when you fully join the mission. Well, interestingly enough, my birthday is on the 7th. I joined the mission on a 7th. And today is the 7/7 portal. So this felt fitting to be the day that I jumped back into,
nice.
into I don't know what it is. The fire? Is it the fire? The hot thing? No, I love it. I'm so grateful to be here, and I appreciate all your love. You guys are just so awesome, and that's what makes it real, is that we're all together in this. And it was cool, and I love the Telegram chat. Shout out to the Telegram chat. Someone had posted a video on there from a guy named Dax, and I had been watching him, a couple of different videos of his, real cool rapper, and he had a song called Dear God. And at one point he made the lyric that, I'm not looking for churches, I'm looking for family. And it makes me feel into how we've always been, which is, really bringing back that family unit, right? Putting the mother at the forefront of it all and having the father right next to her. And then ultimately all the children being together as one, once again, with their divine parents. And they just reminded me of a dream I had once where I was out at a restaurant for whatever reason, and I'm sitting with people, and I just was saying to them, you have divine parents, you know that, right? And just feeling into that, just really feeling into that fact, because we're always loved and we're always cared for when we open ourselves back up. I mean, come on, they're showing me like just stories of people. How many times have you felt like embarrassed, or for whatever reason you didn't want to maybe call your parents when you were in a bind? Even when you're older, you're like, I know that they can help me right now, or at least maybe they'll tell me, how, what I really need to feel right now. And you don't do it, because you're scared. And a lot of times that's how it was with Mom. I'll just be perfectly transparent with myself, is that I was scared to go tell Mom what was going on, or to go see her or whatever, fearful of that I was going to hurt her with my energy, or that somehow it was just stupid or whatever. Not right action. Just not right action at all. There was nothing. Whenever we would present something to mom, she would just give it to you straight. And I mean, a majority of the time, she was just going to say, okay, sounds good. Go on and do that thing. Or like, okay, thank you for letting me know. I'll work on it. And I'll always remember that she said to me one time, if you don't tell me what's going on, how can I fix it?
So
and
true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
You have to admit it to yourself.
And it's so often that the simple fact of how we communicate something changes the whole situation. I just had an example. Angels, where did it go?
Bring it back now, y'all. Hold on. Do you need the clear crystal?
Yes.
There we go. That'll help.
Ooh, I want to say it.
That's a good one.
Yes, Lemurian crystal. Where are we at?
Where's the geode?
I don't
know. I know
right
we just had it. Let's this one.
We just have to shoot. Those are like our little.
God. Found that at a thrift store for $4. Can't,
Thank you, Mama.
I'm so grateful.
It's so beautiful how you can find when you put out intention to higher the vibration of your space, your workspace, your living space. Mom definitely will provide with decoration, with crystals. Even Sarah just picked up the other day a beautiful rose quartz. It's just perfect for the pocket at the thrift store. That was awesome. But yeah, the communication about things, it's like if for example, I live with someone and I don't know, I know that person bought a yogurt drink. I'm not gonna just go over there and drink it all up. You go and be like, hey, is it okay for me to drink that? And then you drink it. So there is, you can do things, whatever it is, always in a higher way or in a lower way. It's simply about your intentions and how transparent you are. We in this fractal experience it a lot in the kitchen when we were trying to cook.
Triggers.
Because we don't really communicate before what we do, and I have a certain expectations, and he has a certain expectation, and the next person has certain expectations, and it doesn't work. But the moments that we actually communicate about it and say, right, you prepare the noodles, I do this, you do that. Everyone has their part, knows their responsibility, and then it becomes a beautiful co-creation. And responsibility is definitely a big word. I did find one short post in the Telegram.
While you're looking for that, I'm just going to respond to Darren's comment. Darren had said, can you give insight into addiction? I quit smoking today. I felt a strong pull to do it on 7/7. It feels good to let go of things that no longer serve my higher self.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, Darren, if you've been smoking any type of regular cigarettes that are already pre-rolled for you, really, if you're smoking anything besides what we feel is the organic American spirits, then you're definitely inhaling things that are not going to be for your highest good. We do smoke. The American spirits, the organic version. We roll our own. Everything's organic, down to the paper. And so, but I get the ping sometimes to smoke even less too. Because it's a grounding tool, and there's many ways to ground yourself. So I would highly recommend to any of you out there who are distancing yourself from regular commercial cigarettes. I would say that in the interim, because I would suggest, using organic tobacco. Nevertheless, they're showing me, especially for you, Darren, I feel some grounding foods. So eating potatoes, sweet potatoes, drinking the coffee, because I know people have particular things with the diet. We've been very open when it comes to food. Whatever brings you joy, just enjoy it. Other people will follow things. So, if you're looking to change some things around, I'm going to keep going because I don't want to get distracted. And if you want to change some things around, feel into other things. So definitely more grounding stuff in your life in general, maybe wearing, more grounded colors on a daily basis. We do wear the chakra colors. I have no yellow. Please send me some yellow.
You'll manifest.
I have to manifest. It's been such a bitch to manifest the yellow, but I will. But maybe add in red on a daily basis then to keep you grounded in these times. But with that being said, we do have addiction sessions. So if you're interested in going further and looking at any and all of your addictions, whether they be physical, or all the way to that energetic, just simply taking energy itself and addicted to taking energy, we can help you with that. We can definitely get you in for a session. Check out 5dfulldisclosure.org to book your session, and you'll be happy that you did.
And Darren on the Facebook comments, there's VK, who is Virginia, love you, and she is doing grand addiction sessions. So it's more than just, you know, addictive to cigarettes or something. It's like Al said, it's the energy itself. And humanity is in an addiction to energy, because that's, you know, what the programming does. It makes you think that you need to take from others, whether it is validation, whether it is an overconsumption of tobacco or whatever it is. And it all comes back to just the responsibility to oneself, and asking yourself, like even tapping into the angels, like, do I really need a cigarette to ground right now? Because being a smoker, for example, like I smoked a lot in times in my life, but now it's really feeling into, is this the habit?
Right.
Or is this because I really need to go ground? And then do I really need to smoke the cigarette, or is it high to just step outside, get my bare feet in the grass, stretch, breathe, look at the sun, and use that as a grounding?
So true.
And it must have been where up Ashra said, smoke weed instead.
I was right there.
And it's interesting because there is a difference between the weed and the tobacco. Mom had shared that tobacco is truth, and weed or marijuana is wisdom.
True.
And one brings you, you know, grounds you, and the other one kind of, you know, brings you high. That's why it's called high. There's definitely difference between sativas and indicas and all kind of stuff. They're awesome to use in ceremonies. They're awesome to use in, you know, in a sacred way. And there as well, if you overdo it, it's addictive. You know, it's an addictive behavior again. So it's all about the self-checking. And responsibilities came up earlier, that as well as something in this game to truly feel into our responsibility. So I just want to read that one little paragraph. It says, parasitic energies are at an all-time high these days. You will find parasitic energies coming from the fields of those who do not wish to take personal responsibility for their triggers. And that's that big blame game, as we like to call it, of, you know, something triggers you. You are really irritated or frustrated because of what someone else does. And then you start going off like, whoa, that person is so out of right action. But who's responsible? Like, are you responsible towards yourself? Why does it trigger you? So ask yourself, simply, why is it a trigger? One answer definitely is because you are a vibrational match to that energy. We always talk to ourselves. So even if a call out, it's like, hey, I recognize this within you, and I can because I recognize it within myself. So let's work on it together. And it's hard sometimes, not hard, but, you know, it can be wild sometimes to call something out, or to get really together, because you have so many beings, you know, everyone has their own just layers to work through. And the best that helps comes back to communication. Just talking about where you're at. And I know it from myself, how you know, there's something that doesn't resonate or it irritates me, and I just don't say anything, and I pick up that it's, for example, just not in alignment or out of right action or something, but I don't say anything, and it builds up, and then it, you know, builds up with a blame of myself almost and stuff like that. So just communicate. And I feel Jana did a really bold step the other day in our Yippee chat, which is on Skype, and we're a couple hundred beings in there who basically had their session, their surgery, are connected to Mom. It's a beautiful family group where we can share our experiences, the nice one, and even though the lower ones, we share synchronicities. It's really beautiful. And Jenna stepped up and said, basically, she felt the essence of Haniel very much coming through her, and was attached to that information, but then found out that Mom herself had shared someone else is that. And it was kind of like a boom, shake of a wow, like that's a deep belief system. That's a deep fantasy. And it's always a concernment of, you know, not attaching to something. And I feel shout out, it was really baller because you're super vulnerable and was like, hey guys, I was totally out of alignment. I take full accountability and responsibility for the fantasy that I have and or had in that moment. And it was beautiful. Everyone was like, just, hey, like, thank you for stepping up. Thank you for expressing, because that's what it's all about in 3T, to express yourself, to express when, you know, you have to take accountability for something. Don't be ashamed. There's no shame. There's no right or wrong. And like Elle said in the beginning, you can't make a mistake, because in the end you learn from it. And that was really beautiful. So thank you so much for that example. It shows how, you know, instead of choosing to eating it up, she shared and released and cried, and now it's just gone. And, you know, everything's good. Everything's good. Mom, you know, it's the funniest. If mom calls something out, it's like a split second later, she's like, oh, I let it already go. What about you? Are you attached?
She will laugh in your face right after calling you out. You can find many videos out there of this, and where everyone's like, why? You know, 3D people, why would look at this person? It's like, I mean, that's just the way it is. What, you know, are you going to be untriggerable? Are you going to consistently and constantly respond to everything happening around you? That is the most important thing for you to feel into, is that why is life happening this way or that way? Well, it doesn't really matter, because the simple fact of matter is that it's happening to you so you can grow. And when you're consistently responding to everything going on in your experience, then you can move on from that. It becomes a stepping stone to the next level. And I've watched it, you know, over these past few moments with our experience, just a constant moving, really. And I would see, and it's been that way for mom. Mom had to constantly move throughout the mission. So, you know, I embrace that now, and I'm watching as things fall apart around me, or we got to, you know, move quickly, or I'm getting calmer and calmer in those particular situations. I can laugh about it faster. I can let it go in the moment and just be like, okay, this is what we're doing. I accept this. And then I'll watch that I do, but then then like the fucking ego wants to come in, and next thing you know, I'm like saying something different, or I'm like going with another idea, and then now we're talking about it, and then in reflection I go, man, why did I even say that in the first place? You know, and it is something to work on. I mean, I used to, you know, when I first got to mom, people would ask questions in the room, we're all together, and I would answer, but it wasn't correct. For whatever reason, I kept feeling to just answer some type of validation thing, more than most likely, like, or like, you know, self-important thing, like, oh, I'm over here, yeah, you know, and you don't have the answer. And then I learned to quiet down, and just, you know, if I don't know, my response can be nothing. That's okay. Sometimes the best situation is not to say anything. Just be quiet. And I'm talking to myself deeply.
Like you say, so good. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. And there are moments where, you know, you gotta share, like, even if you're in your shit, and, you know, there's a way of constant complaining, and there's a way of venting off for a moment, for example. And one thing that definitely I'm pinged on over and over the past couple of days is, do you really, like, why do you feel you have to express this to someone else right now? Why don't you just write it down? Because it's our soul growth, it's our journey, it's you know, our energies that we truly have to feel into, transform. So the moment you talk to someone else, it's always this, like, you're seeking for an answer, you're kind of seeking for advice, you're seeking maybe for validation. And for me, myself, it's often that in a way that I share something, then the other person says something, and my ego is like, oh, that's fucked up, I'm offended now.
I'm offended.
And
shout out to Tom McDonald. Love you, man.
Love you, Tom. So yeah, sometimes really you just bring it on a paper and write it down, and it's released. And you don't have to, you know, wind someone else at a big conversation and stuff like that. And yeah, it's beautiful to see the progress. Earlier I went just out to the stream and tapped in for guidance for the portal, and wrote a little text as well. I might read.
Please.
Yeah, let me tap into that real quick first.
Do you want to do the video though?
Yes. Towards the end, maybe.
Okay.
I kind of feel it got a load.
You do whatever you feel.
I know.
We like to.
I
share
don't
some
want to
videos.
take the Wi-Fi too much off the live stream, to be honest.
It'll be okay. No, because my data is fast, so you can do both.
Cool.
You can do both. It'll be fine.
All right. So portal energies, and what I said earlier with the thank you statements. Yeah, let me just read it out. Thank you, Mama, for the soft stream flowing by so still, yet every atom is in movement. Thank you, Mama, for your flow of love through creation. Thank you for the brilliance you let work through us by our surrender to all of this. Thank you for the sun shining so warm and bright in golden rainbow light on us. Thank you, higher self, for shining just as bright through my heart into the reality, lighting up life upon Mother Earth. Thank you, Mom, for the roof of leaves you created to share shade and clarity. Thank you, Mom, for the soft breeze cooling down this grand hot day. Thank you for guiding us as you are guiding the wind to where it is highest for all to be. Thank you, Mother of all creation, for everything you do for and through us. Thank you for creating our souls, allowing us the individual experience of life, for taking on and winning every battle, possible and impossible, against the dark with the divine power of love and the divine strength of your light and truth. Thank you, Mom, for providing us abundance in whatever is highest for our soul growth. Thank you, humanity, for letting go of all attachments of the ego, mind, and finding back into your heart to feel and be love. That's it.
Love. Thank you. Thank you for
Love
that. You wrote that down by the river.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
it's like, especially on a portal day like that, the highest service to Mom, to love, is fly. First, love yourself. Get creative and find that heart space of peace, and then find any way of creativity to let it flow out, because that's exactly the cycle how Mom created us. She's pushing out the energy, she's pushing it out through us, so we can anchor it in, we can get clear, get in the heart space, and then bring it out. So everyone has something from it, whether that be a beautiful drawing, a picture, a poem, like I wrote a little thank you ceremony, something like that. And the moment you miss one of the parts, the expression or the grounding in of the energies, you'll have it imbalance, and you'll feel this, like, for me it often feels like I'm about to implode. Oh my god. my legs are tingling, and I have to just go run for a second to get it out in the moment. But it's an indicator of the overall balance is not there. So follow your heart, follow your guidance, whatever it is. Soak in a nice Epsom salt bath tonight, or go swim in the lake, whatever it is. Water is definitely awesome for days like this.
Water is essential. Water is so essential. I mean, yeah. Mom would use water all the time as protection, and she made it clear that, especially towards the end, before her ascension, that water gave her a couple of hours of protection each time, and that's why she ended up being in the bath for hours and hours and hours at a time, even just almost living inside of a hot tub, because that's what water does. They're showing me how water is a shield. Mm-hmm. But the water itself flowing over you can absorb into you organically, and then it also brings out things, right? That's why you prune up, because it's taking the water out of you too, and then it essentially creates this shield around you so that these lower energies can't come in. So yeah, very essential.
Absolutely. Lavender bath, I love that. Oh my goodness.
Lavender bath, is that what
yeah, Freya said a lavender bath is very healing.
Good
super calming. Oh my goodness, I would do that. Maybe we have to find some lavender. Thank you.
I think we might have lavender Epsom salts. Something. Oh.
I would love to share this video, which is the tribute to Mother God. Thank you, everyone that co-created on that video. And after that, we'll have a message from Mom, but I really feel guided to have a big shout out and tribute to Mother God. Thank you, Mom. And here,
before you even do that,
yeah.
I don't know what solves vertigo. I even had it today myself. So I just want to throw that out there. Literally, like, got up too quick and got vertigo. So I don't know what's going on today with the vertigo.
What is that?
Vertigo is when, like, you
Dizzy?
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, vertigo is like looking over the edge of like a cliff and like feeling like you're literally spinning.
Interesting.
So I don't know. Probably water is a big answer.
Yeah.
I feel it's a dehydration thing because I know I ain't hydrated all the way. Just being, so as I drink some water. So I just want to throw that out there before we went into that. I don't know the answer, but I suggest drinking water.
Cheers. Awesome. All right, let's see.
And now enjoy the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, is the sound on?
Hold on. Oh no.
Excuse us with this technical malfunction.
He believed the challenge was a jurisdictional one, so we could have called God herself. Called God herself. God herself. And God herself. God herself. Called God herself. And the Republicans weren't going to be willing to convict. So we're proud of the case we put forward. Called God herself.
The following decrees are in manifestation. As decreed, the dissolving of the programmed ego mind, which caused illusionary pain and suffering for humanity, is now unfolding. What this means is that it's wake-up time for humanity. The old equal illusionary ego is out. The new foundation of the new earth, heaven on earth, the Garden of Eden, where only unconditional love and oneness exists, has been firmly established.
God was here. She ascended. Now it's our turn.
In fact, I'm actually the divine director. God. Great Spirit. You can find me in Hopi Prophecy. I told you guys I was coming. Nobody believed. Like, what? And then if it happened, oh my God! Shit. So, it's happening. The shift is happening, you guys. Out of the head, into the heart. Get there. Because I'm taking my rightful place in this universe. Period. I have to. It's the moment. I love you very much. I respect and honor each of you in your service to yourself, in love, and I thank you. Yeah.
Truth is love. You are all love. You are the truth. It's the moment that we begin living and being authentic, our real selves. That's the real decloaking. All right. Truth is a brilliant symphony. Divine with each note, arranged brilliantly in harmony. A music that keeps on going as we dance. Once we know nothing, we know everything. For truth is all that is left once we know nothing. Truth flows. One cannot figure truth out. It's in the not knowing anything that we understand it all. When we let go of everything we have ever thought, whether we have come to the conclusion if that thought was true or false, only that which is real, love, equal truth, equal God, comes back to us. Only the real.
More and more are gathering and coming online with the energy, and we are moving into unity consciousness. It's happening. Big changes for September. We feel a huge shift will occur in everybody's lives for the better. Thank you for miracles. Thank you for joy. Thank you for heaven on earth. Thank you for all illusion, fear, pain, and suffering dissolving. Thank you. Thank you for Mother Earth, me, myself, getting the planet back to all of humanity. We love everyone. Everyone is completely forgiven for everything. We are becoming one again in wholeness of being, in joy, peace, balanced harmonics. I've been in this for 12 years. That's 19 billion years. We'll go back that far. But in the last 12 years, specifically, watching astrological events, watching the sun, watching the moon, watching the collective consciousness, watching everyone, as we move through these energetic waves, and it's not in the control of anybody, because you cannot control creation. So it's magically happening, I would say. And do we have to have certain events that we go through and that we have to transition through? Yes. I mean, it's like the diamond in the rough. And we are heading into the new paradigm. The new paradigm is where love is everywhere present. It's power with each other, and where we are co-creators with each other. And this is something that I have carried with me since I was born. This energy, the unified field. As humanity begins accepting and embracing and surrendering to their divine heritage and take on their new roles and responsibilities to the love within, all are set free from the old rigid duality and arrive home within light. With open hearts, the truth of love opens the door for all of humanity to step forward from out of the darkness. As each recapture the light and truth from within and welcome each other home after the dream of separation closes forever. Heaven on earth is rising from out of the darkness of duality, and we are now ascending. Yippee! Greetings, angels, love beings. It is Mother God, Prime Creator, by the way, which you guys can challenge me all you would like. But I told you so buttons waiting. I have shirts, buttons, like freaking ass stamps. It's all over. Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed.
Yay.
That was solid. Woohoo!
Thank you
Mama.
so much for this beautiful video. I guess I always have a tear in my eyes when I
Who made that?
I know Mike worked on it.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I felt. That's what came to me. Just wanna
Yeah.
confirm.
Thank you, Mom, for all those words. In so many moments, no matter what you're going through, you go on the YouTube 5D full disclosure and just scroll through. And I'm about to cry. Like, I feel it so much. It's so beautiful because mom always has the right words. You know, she's encouraging you, and she doesn't freaking care what you did before. She doesn't freaking care, you know, but what you're dealing with or something like that. She just loves you and forgives you no matter what. And it's all about, feeling into the true responsibility of what there is and truly asking from your heart for forgiveness. I grew up with parents that lived in a community that were Christians, but really just, you know, Jesus word and stuff like that.
Jesus.
And so it's funny, I always knew like Jesus is right here with me. So I always knew Jesus sees everything. So it's like almost an organic thing for me to be like, when I realized, oh, shoots, like that wasn't good. To pray for forgiveness and to truly feel it and feel the accountability. And I shared earlier with Elle, talk about praying, how fear is activating a part in your brain that is also activated in the higher states of vibration through prayer.
It's true, because they've actually done a lot of research on this in the brain, that when you do drugs, when you have sex, when you I feel also, was it also the music? I don't know, but at least those two addictive things, when you do these addictive things,
video games and TikTok.
Thank you. Yeah, no, like being on your phone forever in a mindless state, doing drugs, having sex, even eating out of alignment, gluttony. These things physically lit up parts of your brain. This has been the biggest thing in science, is that they want to figure out the brain because they want to figure out consciousness. And, from our experience, we can, share with you that you can't figure it out with a machine. It's an experience to understand consciousness. But regardless, they have figured out certain things because science and spirituality are balanced harmonics. And so when you pray, when you are in meditation, okay, it's just, they talk about, they research monks in particular, same thing. We're talking about the same thing. Lights up the same parts of the brain as these addictive habits. So the reason you are addicted to these habits and behaviors, and they cause dysfunction in your life, is because they are replacing God. They can't really. That's why you're in dysfunction. And that's the thing. The beauty of life is that it will keep showing itself back to you until you make that change, until you make that shift into the heart, into focusing on God, into focusing on love, into focusing on where you have to love yourself more. I appreciate that in the video. Mom says, as you love yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's always been a big challenge for me. I'll just be so transparent with that. For many, many years, it's been a challenge to do just regular physical things to take care of myself. But it's been a constant progression forward. Everything is a constant progression forward. We all have different things we got to work on, different habits and behaviors that we have taken on. And these are collective things. You represent a large part of the collective energy. Being aware of the ascension in these moments, being aware of the energies that are coming in these moments, and actually learning to constantly choose those energies coming in over anything else is being the truth. That's why, again, I appreciate that video so much. I haven't heard some of those things from Mom, and she had made that statement. I just lost it, but she, what did she say? Something to the effect of like, the disclosure. She winked her eye. If you notice in that video, she winked her eye at the end of the statement, and she said, the real decloaking is you being your truth, being your light, and I was like, literally in that present moment, I was like, so you're telling me the whole time I was with her and we were waiting for starships to decloak, what she really was saying is that it's time for us to shine our light. And I'm like, no way. This isn't like, my whole reality just broke down after hearing that. Like because when Mom does not wink often, when God winks, you best look at what she just said. And that really just got me there because I'm like, shit.
Yeah, that's what you always said, is even full disclosure. We are full disclosure as we share our truth. we are, full disclosure, as we go live and share about true reality. Even if you meet people in your regular life or something, you can give them a little bit more awareness about energies. That even is where it starts, to learn about energetics. And then it's always a give and receive balance. That's equal energy exchange. So I mean, if you live somewhere, for example, you pay a rent, or you have a work state exchange,
trade,
or
yeah.
anything. So that is so important in these present moments, to stay in integrity with the equal energy exchange of what you send out. If you overgive, you get really exhausted, and it's not good either. And if you over receive and not give out, there's an imbalance as well. You won't feel that great. So everything is energetics. Everything comes through your body to tell you something, often energies. So physical symptoms as well, feeling into what is going on with your body. We have beautiful metaphysic sessions, I'm sure.
I love
And
metaphysics.
yeah, that's really like learning
That's Faith's bag, though.
what it is.
I can
And
do it.
one thing to the praying and fear is one thing in the brain that is activating in the lower and the higher, the same aspect. And then there's pain and singing. No shit. I was at the dentist and I was humming a song all the way, and I had no pain, didn't want an injection. It helps. So if you hit your toe, start singing. It helps.
I'm just singing in the rain.
I'm singing in the pain to transform the pain. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one, though.
Right.
Kat shared that with me a moment ago, and it does work. It does work, and that's why
Beautiful.
Mom sang so much. That's why you had Mom doing karaoke shows on stream. That's why you just heard a long video that had a clip of her singing in it, and she literally used that as a way to overcome all of that energy that was constantly coming to her. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And there's this very, very special frequency in Mom's voice. When she sings, I get goosebumps right away.
Mama.
If you do too, and you haven't fully connected yet, and you love that video, please book a session, or just call in, send an email, hit us up at the back end of Facebook,
Find
anything. It's time to connect and come together. I've had so many sessions with beings that were just, all over the place somewhere. And it can be, rough out there if you don't have a group, especially in these moments where you have such a big gap in consciousness. Like you have, people that are awakened spiritually and on the disclosure side, or, starting, getting there, but they're at least having the intention of an open heart and open eyes. And then you have, sheeple.
Sheeple?
Sheeple, yeah.
Sheeple, I just don't
and if you're surrounded a lot with people who are just not resonating on the same consciousness, it can be felt as a hard situation. And it's just a ping of come and unify, come get together. We're one big family. There's just brothers and sisters. And as much as I'm out there in community service helping the older people, or anyone I meet on the street, I'm like, you're a brother, you're a sister, you don't know it, but I do, so I know what it is. We had an interesting situation the other day where it was really dysfunctional, that place. And he made that statement of there's just no love. And I immediately saw almost like a yellow flash that was like, exactly, we are the love. We are meant to shine so bright that we light up everything around us, that we light up the beings around us, or the house, the place we are. Wherever we go, every step, we can have that high intention of spreading love and being love. So there's a lot of chaos out there. Right there is where the calm in the storm is, and that's from where you shine out. Today's yellow day, my absolute favorite day. Empowerment, really shining bright and shining through a smile. That's my thing.
And just to further on that too, because you said yellow, just want to heart everyone that it is yellow day. Kat saw this yellow spark, which is the empowerment. And that's really what it is in these situations, because I've been tested constantly with this. That a situation presents itself that if I'm in my mind, I see it as just lower. Yet if I find the silver lining or the golden lining of it and really feel into my heart, I realize, oh, I'm here to be an angel. I'm here to be God for this person. I'm here to represent spirit in this situation and do everything I can to lift it up. And of course, the mind can go, well, what am I going to get out of this or something? Or why do I have to deal with that? Karma is non-linear. This was something that me and Kat were talking about before. So karma is non-linear. And so when you look at it from that, the giving and receiving is not a linear thing at all. It's very multidimensional. So in other words, you might go and help someone. Let's just, here you go. Let's just make an example. Your grandma. Okay. And so you got, you just can't deal with your grandma, right? You're just like, man, she's always crazy. Every time I see her, she just got some crazy shit to say. Yet let's say your grandma needs a ride somewhere. Okay. And you're like, in your mind, you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to pick her out. I don't want to listen to her shit. But yet feeling it the other way, you're being an angel for her. No matter how deeply she's in it, maybe all you got to do is just sit there and just smile. Maybe you don't really have
space.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Don't say anything and then go from there. And maybe she will feel loved by you. Maybe because I'll tell you right now, she's acting that way. It's because she wasn't loved and she's heavily programmed, and it just is what it is. And so you have to be that space. Thank you, angels. They just showed me a time with Buddha and I, and we had a situation where Charity was in the lower, and so we went out on a mission. And I was accomplishing the mission, and it was really simple. Like the mission was simple itself, and the energies were solid. Even though I was going into like 3D places, I was getting my license, and it was all beautiful and divine. Like Mom came right through, and we just kept on being real with her in the car, and like just calling it out at certain moments, really compassionately, and then other times just saying nothing. And by the end of the adventure, she was just about out of her lower energies. And it's just a perfect example of like, you just have to be there for someone sometimes, and you have to be real with them. You got to just be like, I just say, no, that's not real what you just said. That's not right. And then maybe that's all you got to say after that. Let them kind of, do their thing, because they're going to get over it when you give them space to get over it. And that's the biggest thing I feel we have forgotten, because it is the feminine principle is space. Okay. The masculine are what fill that space, and the feminine create that space for the masculine to fill it in. Right. So when you give someone space, you really can give them, and I see like a tree, their roots can dig deep down, and they can really, push out their energy, and then ultimately they can blossom. So let's give everyone a little bit of space. Don't run away. A good time from George yesterday with what he was talking about with running away. No more running, but maybe just move over a little bit and give that person some space so they can really feel. So thank you.
Exactly. And, allowing yourself that space, allowing others that space is definitely a big thing. And it is Yellow Day, which is empowerment, power, shining and being the example. And then there's the other version of, force. Force is you try to force something. You can't, change anyone, especially the older a person is, the more program it took on, obviously. So finding that space of just compassion and forgiveness, and within that beautiful space, love can unfold. On point.
Yay.
I would love to, I got pinged to share cards and see on this 7-7 portal what message Mom lets through.
Is it 7? I don't know.
7-7.
It's like that. So to you, okay.
It's okay.
I love that. Too long.
There you go. Nice. Oh, yes. That's beautiful.
Wait. Should they guess the card?
Play.
What's
Again? What's on this card? Well, we can do that here, but you can hold the card.
You want me to hold the card?
Yeah.
All right. I feel this would be cool, because we can do this one, everyone. So we're sending you this card right now that has a grand message for us all. Sending you the color right now.
You got a number on it.
We got a number. I'm sending you the number right
An
now.
animal and a message that just really fits perfectly to what we said.
I'm sending you the animal right now.
What might be on this card?
I'm sending you the story right now. There's the little bit at the bottom kind of reveals a
Right.
story that you'll see when we pull the cards. So yeah, I'm sending you the story right now.
Astra already got a ping on what it is. So does Ale.
I'm sending you the environment that the animal lives in. And you can choose any of these.
Virginia said no one sounds like Bobby. That's so true.
I just, you know what? I just felt for old time's sake, why not?
Nice.
Why not?
Yes. And it's a beautiful practice, absolutely, to just feel the vibes you get. Don't doubt yourself. Don't second guess the first flash that comes to you of information. Any sort of animals. It's the animal spirit oracle deck.
It could be any animal in any environment.
Yeah. And you know what? That's the beautiful thing, that we all are so much one of a kind. Like Bobby is so unique. I love her so, so much. And, you know, everyone else just is, you know, them. And there's no second L, no second Booby, no second Peggy. And yeah, mom, like mom said, she loves everyone so uniquely. Let's see. We got a couple good answers.
I feel we're about ready to reveal the card.
Freya saw the stag. Peggy sees blue. Sky. Where we got the eagle twice. Badger, owl, dolphin. So, Elle, what is on this card?
What is on this card is a turtle. It's a turtle. And you can see there is some blue and some green.
Absolutely.
So you definitely picked up on that. Good call. And slow and steady wins the race. That is what's said in Tortoise and the Hare.
Nice.
That the turtle does. The turtle is slow and steady and wins the race, whereas the hare is fast and he's like, oh, I'm good. You know, I could just take a break here, and doesn't win. Because, you know, he's arrogant, and he's smug.
And he's lazy and not in integrity with the run.
It's true, yeah, because the tortoise literally
just keeps going. Like, no matter what, if there's a stick to climb over or a pedal to go around, it might be slow, but it's steady.
And it's 62 for everyone.
Nice
62.
number.
Yippee.
62. Oh, cool. Right here.
There
62.
we go.
Nice. The turtle rehearts you to put one foot in front of the other and trust that you will see your intentions manifest in perfect timing. Your prosperity and love will grow exponentially. Getting pinged on just share that and jump in, because that is one thing the ego really tries to get you on, is this like, but we need it now. You know, I want to transform, I want to change, and I want to be grand now. I rehearsed that I took 9 years of piano lessons growing up. Thank you, to my earth mother. And I didn't like practicing, and I always wanted to do it now. But how do you really learn something new? How do you really, you know, change a habit, for example? It's slow and steady. Put one note after the next one and then sing your song slow and steady. Find your flow and just keep always pushing in the same direction. You'll be good.
Nice. Perseverance, says Peggy. I like that.
Yay. Nice.
That's good. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Ooh, that felt good.
Yay.
Oh, wow. All right.
All right.
Are we doing it again?
Yes. What
All
are
right.
we doing?
We're doing
What's on this card? What is on this card, family? Nice message as well.
Really feel into the animal.
And even, you know, the shape that you might see.
What type of animal it is. Again, sending the environment that the animal lives in.
And the number that's on there. All right.
Sending-
Which beautiful animals on here. Oh, beautiful. Darren says, we are the universe experiencing itself. Love and light to you all. It's Betam in South Africa. Sweet. Sending lots of love to you, to South Africa. We have a nice and strong, powerful fractal in South Africa. Just saying.
Just saying.
And yes, the beautiful thing is, oh my God, I'll share it after the card.
We have to focus on the card,
I know.
Kat. We must focus. Remember, slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot.
All right, a fox or a dragonfly. I'm gonna reveal because I really love this card. It's the dove.
Dove.
A white dove, number 21. Bee peas.
There we go. There's a piece.
Bee peas.
You know what comes to me? The turtle dove.
The turtle dove. Is there a turtle dove?
There is a turtle dove. It's
Oh, die Turteldove.
yes, in
yes.
German. It's in Home Alone. If you ever seen Home Alone 2, someone gives it's Macaulay Culkin is Kevin McAllister, so someone gives Kevin two turtle doves and say, you know, the two turtle doves. I feel he was at the toy store when that happened, and they're very magical. You know, they're together forever. They're similar to swans. When these types of animals, you know, mate, they stick together for life.
Cool.
So yeah, the turtle dove is one of the you know, representation of mother and father itself, of the balanced harmonics within us all. So yeah, so be peace. I like that.
Yeah,
slow
and steady wins the race. Be peace, and it really catches up of what we, you know, said during the live stream before, especially when there is like such an immense push of energies in a portal. The most, you know, blessing you can give yourself and the world around you is be in your heart in peace. And I am paying to make it a trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is that?
Oh man, I know what that is.
Ah.
All right, so we're on to the
What
next.
is this?
We're on to the next one.
White.
Oh, gotcha. You were close, Candace, with that for sure.
Yeah.
And it even had like a little pink on its head.
Yeah, those cards are pretty. All right, we have a last message. Sending the animal, sending the number.
The number on the card is what? Ask yourself, angels?
Angels.
Angels!
Angels. What's on this card?
Feel into the animal. You can feel into all different types of pieces to the animal. What type of skin does it have? All animals are different. Does it have feathers? That's how I used to do the card. I'd be like, does it do this? Does it do that? That's
Really?
how I would ask those
That's
questions.
funny.
And I would try to like wean it down.
That's funny. I'm very visual, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, angels, show me. And at first animal I see. I throw out there. So what do
Just
you
close your eyes.
see? What do you feel?
Sending you its color right now.
Maybe a moose. That's funny.
Dun, dun. I remember when we do the song. Dun, dun.
All right.
The old Jeopardy music.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel to reveal.
For shizzles.
The third card has the number 3. It's the armadillo.
So it's
Armadillo?
armadillo.
Oh.
Armadillo. So it's got an arm because it's got armor.
Oh.
They have very, very hard skins. That's why I said
it's-
about the skin.
It's not spelled like armor.
That's true. No, she's right. No, it's the English language is horrible.
All right. The armadillo says, set healthy boundaries. And I feel that's something that, to pick up on the very beginning of the stream, this like parasite energies. Set healthy boundaries, even with families or friends or someone. Like if you have someone like that old grandma that calls you every day to complain in your ear and to cry about how bad everything is, you don't have to sit on that phone and let it take energy from you. It's awesome to hold space, but it's also good like to have your healthy boundaries. Like fly first, love yourself.
Wilson's too funny today. No, and that's a great point.
Love you, Wilson.
That's a great point, Kat, and I appreciate, because while there's a piece of you that I feel should feel into helping out your grandma, even though, you may not be so happy with her. Well, on the other end of the coin, maybe you did it a few times already. Maybe you already gave your grandma that ride, and every time you do, you walk away being just like, this isn't fun. I've done the best I can. I can't go any further. And you're just like, I'm done. You got to set those boundaries. And that was the thing that's interesting, is that Mom would always say she had no boundaries. And I just want to say real quick, yes, right on, Candace. Candace was definitely on point with the reptilian skin.
Yeah.
That's exactly
cool.
The armadillo 100% represents.
And the background screen.
Right.
Sweet. Get him, Candace.
So, feel into that. And I'm feeling Buddha. I heard him on stream a few days ago where someone mentioned you're going back to 3D, getting a 3D job or something like that. And he just said, well, why don't you start your own business of what you enjoy doing? And he brought up buying canvases with paintings on them for $15 at a local thrift store. And then he would just paint over it, and he'd paint on it his own design, and then he'd flip it for $100 or more. And so, really feel into that, because it brings you joy. It brings people happiness. It's what's the greater good for all. It's art. Everyone that looks at it, that's in their heart, is like, wow, what a great piece of art. And you now are receiving abundance. The person that's bought it is also receiving abundance and blessings, because you put something loving out there that they can put in their home. And then, and to go back to the grandma thing, if it doesn't work and it don't work, then stop doing it. Don't keep on putting yourself in a situation where you're not happy with yourself, with the way that you're maybe acting or the way that someone else is. You have to learn to walk away. And anyway, what I was saying with Mom didn't have boundaries. So it was, that's why things constantly happen, because she was the one designed to have none. Now, you're not, Mom, you're not prime source. You're God with God. Of course, we're all God. You have to learn to set your boundaries, because your ego will go towards those things that are taking energy, and then you will be susceptible to having your energy taken, or you taking energy. That's where the boundaries come into play. Mom didn't have that ego, so she didn't have to put those boundaries, because she just stood up to it every time. But you feel into you. I highly recommend, it's just an example, if you are someone who's addicted to a drug and you are now off that, I don't recommend you going and hanging out with people who still do that drug and very well maybe doing it in your presence. Do you get it? It's a boundary. You just say no to it. You say not doing it anymore. And we could talk about anything. You could even just talking about having a political conversation with someone where it always ends up in arguing. And you're just like, I'm not going to talk about that with that person anymore. I'm just going to
set a boundary.
Just right. And that's what you got to do. So please feel into that. That's really important.
An aspect that comes to me, who I am, a person dealing with the savior program, even there, setting your boundaries. I can't help, the entire planet. I can't help every neighbor. I can, do my best. I can still, go and knock on the doors and ask, what can I do for you? But if I have the same person that wants, all the time something, like it's not possible. Mom, I heard that story with, people who are begging for money, homeless people, jobless people. And she used to, give because you want to help them, obviously. She's God. She wants to bring you joy and abundance. But the angels were like, no. Those beings are in these positions because of the choices they made. Comes back to the self-responsibility, So if it's almost enabling that person instead of getting their, stuff together, really looking at their lives experiences of the choices that they made, and maybe changing those up into a higher choice to make for the future, you help them sit in it. And yeah, that was why she personally was guided not to do that anymore. So in some ways she had to start setting boundaries for her own best.
Well, that was her angels.
Exactly.
She
that's a
didn't
beautiful
set them.
thing. Nice.
Robin would tell her,
Right.
Jermaine would say something,
right.
her guidance was that. I mean, of course, it's all God, it's all one. Yet when the guidance came to her, it came from her angelic sources. And just to clarify on what Kat just said too, it was called the Peanut Butter and Jelly Project. Mom was deeply involved in Florida with the homeless people and doing what was called the Peanut Butter and Jelly Project and getting these things out to people. And then ultimately one day the angels came in and said, you have to stop. You can't keep doing this. These people. Yeah. I was just going to finish off by saying, because this is a key word, it's a lifestyle choice. People who live homeless, and I know that's controversial because there's some people who, of course, have lost their jobs, lost their family, they don't have anything left, and then they're on the streets. Really, really, really look at it, though, and find out for yourself. This is what someone shared with me, their experience. People choose to stay homeless. They would rather be that way. And so, of course, some would, if given the opportunity, would get out of it. But for whatever reason, and I probably understand that in Florida because this is where it happened. So if you're homeless in Florida, you probably could get away with that for a while. I mean, it's always warm. You don't have to worry about certain things. And maybe you're just like, I don't want any responsibilities. This thing happened to me. I'll just stay homeless. And so I feel that why Mom was guided away from it is because it would have became more of an enabling thing. And also, I'll share, Mom had wanted to work on the prison system. But then she was guided away from that too, because these things are 3D and cabal. They are straight up 3D and cabal. They're going to go away. So yeah.
She just had a much, much, much bigger mission.
Correct.
So it's again for you, what is your mission? What is your goal? Which is obviously the growth of your soul, the awakening of your true being, bringing forth those divine qualities that you already are. So you just want to erase and dissolve and let go of those layers of, dusty ego on top of this shiny diamond. And that's your individual mission. So for today, like I said, lots of self-love, lots of water, lots of grounding, and then whatever it is highest for your soul growth, for your mission. And the other part of this mission is a collective mission of, we are here to wake all our other brothers and sisters up. That's how Mom decreed it. That's how creation and love decreed it. So be that love and unify in a bigger scheme. We have beautiful co-creation chats for the Crystal School, a gardening chat. Thank you, Charity, for all the cool wisdom you always share. There's simply a radio chat to just, be together, listen to Mom's music together, the 5D Full Disclosure radio channel. There's many, many ways. So however you feel today, if you feel like you need someone to talk to, please just hop on Facebook, hop on Skype, hop on the email, give us a call. We are here and here to assist all of you.
Yay. Got some, I like what Darren said about wabi sabi. Wabi sabi, I know exactly what he's talking about. So then there's all, because of the act with the wabi sabi, it's talking about beauty and imperfection. And so it also, another thing that they also have in that culture, because I feel it's Japanese, is that when something cracks or breaks, you then you line it with gold. So instead of just gluing it, you put gold into the glue or whatever you're using. And when it repairs it, it actually makes it more valuable than what it was, because now there's physically gold ingrained in it. Cool. So yeah, when we break, we grow. Yeah.
It kind of like what they show me right now, this like breaking vase or something is like, us breaking down almost, because there's something happening so heavy, so traumatic or whatever it is, so painful for you to actually break down. But afterwards, you're going to rise even higher. You're going to have more wisdom. You're going to be stronger. There's so much, like that gold in the glue on the vase. There's so much, that you'll get from it. it's beautiful. So don't shy away of any experiences. There's one of my most favorite sayings from Pippi Longstocking is, I've never done that before. I'm sure I'm going to be great at it. So take your power, use this powerful portal day today to do what brings you joy, to be in service to love in whichever way that is highest for you. Definitely write a ceremony. Every crap that you're annoyed of by yourself, that you don't longer want to, see, you really want it transformed. Grab that pen and paper. It's energy on and paper. So while you write it down, all those thank you for statements, you thank for everything that you already have or that you not have, even what you wish to have in the future, what you feel is highest for you to have, to be in service, for example. You can pack all of that in that ceremony. 7/7 portal, high energies, stay grounded, stay high vibing as well. And if you're interested in the Gene keys, which are basically amazing keys for our soul growth, they tell you so much about where your gifts are, what shadows you have to overcome to get there. It's almost like an personal ascension guide. We have one masterclass tonight at 6 p.m.
which will be in 45 minutes, I feel. I don't know, because if it was 6 p.m. Eastern time, then it would already have happened.
Yeah, so 6 p.m. Mountain time, 8 p.m. Eastern time is that masterclass. You will have to sign up for that if you're interested. It's not too late to join. You can just send us a message, send a message to Aora. The girls will be up with a new episode of Daily Full Disclosure on the subscription channel, and tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I feel we have Buddha and Cherry back on stream. This was the afternoon stream on the portal.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Thank you, everyone, for your love. I'm really grateful to be back on here. Thank you, Kat.
Thank
you. Been divine. And I pray to keep getting back up here and just loving you all. I mean, this is just great.
We love you.
Just so divine.
Ho'oponopono?
Okay, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to say one of the words and you say the other word. Okay, because that doesn't make, when we try to say it together. Okay, are we going to say it?
All right.
Okay, how, so yeah.
We can do this.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
I love you.
Thank you.
Yippee!
Woo! 5, 6, 7, 8. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, love is one, joy reigns. Na 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 na.
Joy.
Na 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 na.
Joy reigns.
Hey, love is one,
and joy reigns.
Joy reigns.
See y'all
Love
soon.
you all.
Love you all.